Welcome to Oddities with Fur, my new channel. I am so very excited to finally be doing this and to be here with you. It's been a long time coming. So this is going to be like an introductory video, just telling you about myself and channel and what I hope to accomplish and have on here. So my name is Fur, and as the name Oddities implies, I have autism and ADHD. It's also kind of a play on words like oddities because I love oddities and I am an oddity, as all the best people are. I also have OCD and have also been diagnosed with lupus. That happened at the beginning of the pandemic in 2020. So it's been a journey in the past 5 years. I'm 53. I was late diagnosed with autism and ADHD just last year. So yeah, very late diagnosis, and it's kind of rocked my world. I am agender, and my pronouns are they, them. That's another thing that kind of happened kind of mid-pandemic. You know, we were all holed up in our houses and doing a lot of self-discovery. Also started coming to terms with childhood trauma and a lot of things that I had been suppressing my whole life. During that time, I think a lot of us did a lot of that deep work, shadow work, and things like that. As far as my sexuality, I can be attracted to any gender aside from cis AMAB people. It's kind of crazy how when you're brainwashed as a young person, it can really shape all of your relationships throughout your life. I was really brainwashed by my father, and I chose to date and marry men that were like him, and I was never happy with them, and it was quite toxic and dysfunctional and abusive. So as soon as I figured all that out and started coming to terms with all of that and realizing the truth behind it all, it really allowed me to break free from that mold and the brainwashing, and yeah, just been really becoming my true self for the past 5 years. It's crazy. I have experienced multiple forms of abuse by parents and partners, as many of us have, unfortunately. Let's see, I am a practicing green witch, and I've been doing that for about 3 years, so I'm pretty new to it, but I kind of feel like I've been a witch most of my life, just having the senses and being really connected to nature, having good intuition with healing and herbs and things like that. But I didn't really know for sure until I started educating myself, because witchcraft it's very taboo, has a negative connotation, and I honestly thought for most of my life that if you were a witch, you worshipped Satan, which I think a lot of people probably have thought that, and it's just not true. So anyway, I'm pissed off the government. Like, can you believe where we're at right now. I quit my job 2.5 months ago because I was being discriminated against for my disability and my age. So that has kind of allowed me to start my channel, which I've been wanting to do for a long time but didn't have the time. All my energy was put into work and just surviving, and I was not well. I would come home and not even have energy to eat, make myself any food. So that's been a lot. I'm gonna pour all my energy into this right now because I have a little extra time, and it's something I've really wanted to do. I feel like I've been guided to do this, and whether or not I ever make any money, it would be great if I could, but I really want to do it to reach out to people, and I hope that I can be supportive for people who are in similar situations. When it was the pandemic and I was struggling with a lot of things, a lot of content creators were putting stuff out that kind of made me feel like I wasn't alone, and it was so helpful to me. So I really want to be able to do that too, especially for people who are older. It's not nearly as common to be diagnosed in your 50s and beyond. So I want to give people hope and create a sense of community and support. So I'm learning everything all over again, like a little baby, like, you know, how to live unmasked, how to be my authentic self, who that person is, and how to take better care of myself. Advocating for myself. It's not easy. We have to fight for everything. As minorities and having special needs and special accommodations, we have to fight for everything. So I'm learning to do that because I've always taken care of everybody else my whole life and kind of just didn't take care of myself. And it's like, you know, the analogy with being on an airplane, you have to put the mask on yourself first so you can breathe, so that you can take care of other people. You gotta take care of yourself first, and I've never been good at that. So I'm learning. And I cannot continue living the way I had been of just, you know, dissociating and, you know, just forcing myself to do things that were harmful to me to survive. I mean, yes, we all have to do a certain amount of that to survive, but within reason, and we need to be able to ask for help and learn how to set boundaries and say no. So my goals here are, like I said, to build a community of people who are struggling and who are neurodivergent and queer, parents, kids, people of all ages who are searching for a place where they can feel safe and accepted and be greeted with kindness and open arms and support. We all need a cheerleader, and we can be each other's cheerleaders. We really need that with what we're going through right now in this day and age. It's rough. I want to share experiences with you so that you can feel like you're not alone in yours. And also, I want to hear about your experiences. I think that is so helpful, to have things like that in common, the struggles that we deal with as neurodivergent people. It's so helpful to know that, wow, you deal with that too. I don't feel so odd. I don't feel so alone. Learning new ways of relationshiping and communicating. No longer feeling like we have to mask to please people and be what they want us to be. We can be ourselves, and we can communicate our needs and put ourselves first. And I'd love to discuss sensory sensitivities. That's something that's really big for me. I really struggled with that. I definitely did with my job, bartending and serving in a restaurant. The noises and the smells and the sounds and the commotion and the lights. It's all really difficult to handle. So I'd love to talk about that. Like, what are your sensory sensitivities? Clothing. There's so many. And stims. Like, what do you do to stim? And what did you do to stim when you were a kid? And were you made to feel shamed, or were you punished for stimming? And did you make yourself stop doing that? And then what did that cost you? How hard was that on you? It was really hard on me. So the childhood experiences, whether it's related to your neurodivergence or your queerness or having bad parents or just people being bullies, what did that look like? And what kind of trauma did that cause? Parenting struggles. If you are neurodivergent and you're a parent, and then you have neurodivergent kids, or even if it's just one or the other, it's not easy. And back in my day, we didn't learn about these things. Didn't even know the whole time I was raising my kids that I was neurodivergent, and so were they. And I was really hard on myself. I thought that I had to be a perfect mom and cook and clean and have a perfect house. And the amount of pressure that I felt wore me really thin. And because I had all these sensory issues, I couldn't handle it if my kids screamed and yelled or were loud. And I became super OCD, was constantly worried about them hurting themselves. And I just had like this hairline trigger, and I would lose my temper if they spilled something, or like for no reason, I would just lose it because I wasn't regulating my emotions. I wasn't grounding myself. I wasn't taking breaks. I wasn't taking care of myself at all. And so I was not the parent they needed. I was super impatient, super reactive, and yeah, it sucks. If I knew then what I know now. And so I would love to share these conversations with people, whether you are a new parent or you've already, raised your kids. Like, what are your experiences? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you putting that mask on for yourself? Because kids deserve to feel safe, and if they're neurodivergent, they need extra stability. And hopefully you know how to take care of yourself so you can teach them how to do the same. It's not easy, even if everything is just completely like neurotypical, I'm assuming. I don't know. What else? Oh, I would love to talk about my lupus. My lupus is systemic and not the face rash kind that most people hear about. And I don't take any prescription drugs for it. And so I do everything holistic, natural. And it's taken me a long time to learn about lupus and my lupus specifically, and what the triggers are and how to avoid them, and also what kinds of supplements I can take to help keep my immune system strong and not feel horrendous. So I'd love to talk about that. So another thing I would love to talk about is special interests. I know you have yours. I have lots of them. Anything paranormal. I've lived in a lot of haunted houses, had a lot of experiences with ghosts and unexplainable weird things. I love cryptozoology, and I've had some experiences with forest people or Sasquatch, and I'd love to talk about that. Also UFOs and UAPs. Had a lot of experiences with those as well. And just things that I'm just really into and bring me joy, like nature, wildlife, birds, gardening, hiking, all of the board sports. I used to be a pretty serious snowboarder and work at ski resorts, and I still love to snowboard, but I can't do what I used to because I have nerve damage in one of my legs, and it makes it hard to go on my toe side edge, but I still love it and I still do it. And wakeboarding, surfing, I just started surfing again. Love that stuff. Concerts, I love music. Art and photography, decorating. I love to decorate. I'm obsessed with Halloween. It's my favorite time of year. I basically celebrate Halloween all year long. And now that the 4th of July has passed, it's officially spooky season, so bring it on. Activism, I'm a big time activist. I've taken part in many marches and protests. Human rights mean a lot to me. I am super into movies and TV shows, and I definitely do some binge watching, and I get obsessed and fall down rabbit holes. Witchcraft, I am really into learning how to be a green witch, how to heal, how to harvest wild herbs and flowers and turn them into healing magical salves and things like that. Cooking, I love to cook, and I've been cooking for a long time. I didn't learn it as a kid, but I was self-taught as an adult, and I've been super duper into it. And I was vegan for 7 years. I went back to eating meat for a little while, and now I'm back to being vegan again. I'll occasionally eat dairy, but it messes me up. And collecting. I'm a collector of all things strange and unusual. And another goal of mine is to invite you along and do vlog style posts where I take you with me on road trips, hiking, snowboarding, trying new things, new adventures, getting that dopamine rush that us ADHD people love. Gardening in my yard, cooking, maybe sharing some techniques and some recipes with you. That would be so much fun. DIY home and car repairs. I love, it's so satisfying to me to fix things and figure out how to do it myself. From plumbing to like car repairs and anything I can physically do without killing myself, or things that aren't dangerous. I love to do that, and so I'd love to bring you along with me when I take on projects like that. Maybe you can learn something from it. Refinishing furniture is another thing I love to do. Taking something that was $10 from a thrift store and turning it into a brand new gorgeous piece of furniture. So satisfying. Magic rituals. Yeah, making my own, like I was saying about the salves and stuff. I love to make my own lotion and body wash and all kinds of stuff like that. I've had skin problems my whole life, and I'm telling you, the natural stuff that you make at home, it's so much better for your body, and you're like, it doesn't make me break out, and it smells good. You can make it smell however you want, and it's healing. It's really good for your skin. I also would like to share with you places that are sensory friendly. I think that would be helpful. And reviewing and unboxing products, like who doesn't love that? Excuse me, I especially want to share my favorite small independent artists. I feel like they need your support more than ever, and I do have quite a bit of art from small independent artists, and even toys that have been made by them. Also, I have my own little crafty things that I do. I've done some really cool needle felting of cryptids, so I might do some how-to videos on that, as well as I just started, I have a Baba Yaga witchcraft book that teaches how to do Slavic cross-stitching in the traditional way with magic in every stitch and how to do it. And this was my first one, and it wasn't even like on cross-stitch fabric, so it was kind of tricky, but I'm excited to do more of these and make some dolls and things like that. I do have Ashkenazi Jew bloodlines by way of the Ukraine, so I'm trying to reconnect with my ancestors, so I'm trying to learn about more culture because I didn't get to learn really any of it from my family. Also French, Swedish, and Blackfoot. So yeah, I just love learning new things. I'm a Gemini after all, and being autistic and ADHD, I have lots of hyperfixations, and it's fun to talk about those things because, duh, that's what we do. So I think that covers what my channel is going to be, and I would love to hear suggestions from you if you have any ideas, things you want to hear, if you have any questions for me. I grew up in San Diego, but I haven't lived in California since I was like 19. And yeah, I'm looking forward to lots of fun, lots of good conversations and connections, learning about you. And yeah, who knows what we're going to get into. It's going to be fun. Some's going to be deep, some's going to be difficult, but most of it's going to be lots and lots of fun. So thanks again for coming and checking it out. And if you stayed through this whole video, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And there's going to be a lot more real soon. I promise you that. All right, I hope you're all doing well in these crazy times we're living in. Hang in there and know that I'm here for you.